Hi, welcome back. I am Paul Chartier, and I'm excited to have on every year tonight the Salvation Army folks that talk about the great things you do over the holidays. Andrea Kaler, the Associate Director of Development, and Doug Alexander, board member and person that you've got great passion for Salvation Army. I know you do. Andrea, there's a lot going on in December for Salvation Army to talk about the people that can be served and for people that want to donate their time. Tell us about what's going on in December.
Well, our kettle campaign is going on.
And this is a kettle.
Yes, that is our countertop kettle. Those are scattered all over town, and we encourage you to find a place that does have a countertop kettle and, throw your spare change in there. Our traditional kettle campaign is going on as well, and that's at stores all throughout Lexington. And we always need bell ringers.
Yes.
So we always need volunteers to come and adopt a kettle and ring for the day. People don't really realize how much good that really does, and it really helps us out. And then we have a new thing this year, and it's called Mobile Cause. And you can text JOY to 91999. And when you text that, you can give online from your phone now.
That is amazing. Again, how do people do that? By texting?
You text JOY to 91999.
Okay.
And it'll send you a link, and you pull it up, and it will have, it's so easy.
And how long have you been with Salvation Army, Andrea?
I have been, I was started in August, so 6 months.
This is Andrew's first kettle campaign.
It is.
And this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure you know the answer. Maybe you do, Doug. How much money is raised every year with the kettle campaign?
What, test your knowledge? We'll raise almost $500,000. Last year, I think we went above 500,000. It's a tremendously important part of our campaign every year.
It is, yes.
People need to understand all the money that goes into our kettles stays here. And we fund all of our programs with the money that's raised here. We don't get money from other places. We don't get money from the national organization, as I think some people assume. We fund everything through our own efforts, and all of the money that is given here is used here in Lexington. Excuse me, in the 3-county area that we serve, Fayette, Scott, and Jessamine.
And I'm going to talk about numbers because this is significant for people to understand that when they drop money in here, it affects how many people every year through the Salvation Army.
Well, we have about 1,700 people in our shelter annually. So it goes towards that, and that goes towards about 55,000 meals a year.
2014, we the Army, through our various programs, the shelter being the largest, provided almost 53,000 nights of lodging, about 152,000 meals, and then earlier in the program you talked to Scott about snacks in the Boys and Girls Club. This particular facility unit of the Army, we have our shelter that I think most people are aware of. We have an early child care program. We have the Boys and Girls Club. We provide a health clinic on a regular basis, weekly. We do a lot of classroom work in financial management, things like that. There's a tremendous amount of programming going on throughout the year at the Salvation Army.
As long as this program is in existence, Salvation Army is going to be on because of the vast amount of people that you affect every year, the good that you do, and to invite the probably thousands of people that want to volunteer. So the kettle campaign is going on through the end of, almost the end of the month. What else is happening for the holidays that Salvation Army is involved in?
We have Angel Tree, which is where families have come to sign up that need assistance with Christmas gifts. You can go to the mall and other various places to get Angel Tree tags and help buy Christmas gifts for a child in need. Last year we provided over 5,000 gifts for children, and that's 5,000 children. And then we also have our Christmas dinner, which is completely free. Anybody who wants to come can. It's served at 12. Just come, and we have about 200 volunteers that come and serve Christmas dinner
And what day? What's the date of that?
on Christmas
Christmas
Day.
Day.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to divide this. For people that want to come to dinner, they can just show up at Salvation Army on Main Street
Yes.
and Oliver Lewis Way at 12 o'clock and have a wonderful Christmas meal.
Yes.
And separately, for people that want to volunteer, you need about how many volunteers for that meal?
We
roughly?
have about 200.
200 people to volunteer.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, and let me point out, the 2 days of the year that we probably don't really need volunteers are Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day.
Okay.
Everybody wants to come out on those days, and it's wonderful that they do. The Army relies on volunteers year-round.
You want to spread it out a little bit.
There are only a limited number of people, that 200, that can actually help us on that day. And it's unfortunate that we get calls and we have to tell people, gosh, we've got all the volunteers we need. But we need volunteers throughout the year.
And it's hard to say no to a volunteer. And I
Absolutely.
understand with capacity on that day, that people want to take part of the Christmas Day to volunteer is fabulous. But you're right, they're
But-
needed other days.
And as
too.
Andrew just pointed out, another great way to volunteer is to ring the
Yeah.
bell for the kettle.
And with the kettle, so we've talked about the kettle, we've talked about the Angel Tree at Fayette Mall. With the kettle campaign, mothers, daughters,
Yeah.
husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, soccer teams, tennis teams, people at work that want to do some kind of bonding experience. Now, where would they go to sign up to be a volunteer for the kettle campaign?
Well, you need to call the Salvation Army and ask for me or
Okay.
email me. But if you go to salvationarmylex.org, there is a link there, and it will direct you to my email, and that's the best way to sign up.
By email, not by calling you.
Or you can call, but email's probably the best.
Okay.
And I would also, if you belong to an organization, a church, a civic group, you mentioned various organizations, get the whole group involved. It's really easy to organize. You get a sheet of paper, you sign people up, and show up and ring the bell for an hour or 2 hours, whatever increments you want. But it's a great way to get an organization involved. You adopt a day and take over, and it's such a great benefit to the Army.
How many hours long is each shift?
It's about 8 hours.
And again, you being fairly new, these are numbers to you, not real experiences. How many people volunteered last year? What's your need for people that work the kettle campaign?
Oh, it's a large need. We have about 42 stores that we ring at every day, and so we need those covered. And so,
So you need
Our ability
1,000 people.
to raise money is based on how many days the kettles are out.
Yeah.
How many kettles are out there, how many days. And the more we can have volunteers at those kettles, the better it is. Also, I wanted to point out too, besides the traditional kettles in front of stores, the countertop kettles, you can also give online.
And where would they go to do that online? It's the same website.
yeah, you
Yes.
can go to salvationarmylex.org, and there is a link there to give online.
Navigate you through. Okay.
Yes.
Or you can create your own kettle and sponsor a kettle and get your friends and
Or
associates
people
involved.
could walk in and on the front desk drop a check off for only $1,000 and up donors. Nobody else. They go to the source. So we've talked about the kettle campaign. We've talked about the Angel Tree. We've talked about Christmas Day. Do you still have the program with Kroger that people can
Yes.
explain how that works?
We call that our Angel Tree food tree, and you can go and you can buy a tag off there, and that gives gift cards for people who need food.
Very easy. You just
Yeah.
take a card off the tree and they scan it when you check out, and a family is going to have a wonderful meal.
We've got a few minutes left. I mean, we've covered a lot of things. because they're all important, they're all exciting. If Salvation Army was not here, I cannot even imagine the number of kids, the numbers of families that would not have a holiday, they wouldn't have a Christmas. And the number of people who volunteer that want to steer their energy towards helping themselves and their families get in the holiday spirit and act like they're doing and feel like they're doing something, they would not have this opportunity either. So what have we missed? We've talked about the Kettle Campaign, we've talked about the Angel Tree, we've talked about Kroger, we've talked about Christmas dinner. What am I missing?
Donations.
Donations.
We really need donations for our clothing bank during the winter of warm coats, socks, thermals, blankets. Not only for the women staying in our shelter, but other people in the community. Our donations are given away completely free. So if you bring us a bag of clothes, we make sure that those are given to the people that need them, and they are completely free.
You are not a dry cleaner. Bring clean clothes. Do you want children's clothes?
Yes.
From what age?
Infants.
All the way up.
Yep.
Infants, children, teenagers, men's, women's,
Yes.
clean clothes, and where can they drop off the clothing?
Our 736 West Main location. You can donate at any time. If the clothing bank is not open, we do have a place up at our lodge where they can go and drop it off at any time.
Thank God for the Salvation Army. And Doug, tell me what we've missed or what we need to repeat for people that are watching this program.
Well, I think, again, the programming for the Salvation Army goes on year-round. This is a really special time, and we're focused on feeding people and providing toys for children. But the Army runs programming in the Boys and Girls Club and the Early Learning Center and in our shelter year-round. And we're in constant need of volunteers and support and interest, and that is programming that goes on all the time.
You're right, it's easy to get caught up in the giving part of the holidays, but on January 1st, there are still people in need through the Siberian months of our winter and through summer. And Andrea, again, please give your phone number and your website that people could go to volunteer.
859-252-7706 is our phone number, and then salvationarmylex.org.
And if they call that number, should they ask for Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, Andrea Kaler.
Yes.
And spell for them how they can give by texting.
You can text JOY, J-O-Y, that's all you have to say,
Okay.
to 91999 and hit send. And then it will say thank you for giving, and it will send you a link, and it will lead you to the rest of the directions. And it's so easy, and we are really encouraging people to try this out this year.
Well, in the last 30 seconds, I think as a rookie, I think she did okay.
She did great.
Yeah, maybe next year she'll be a little more seasoned, she'll know the numbers, and she'll see all the great things the Salvation Army does, because it's absolutely amazing. Andrea, thank you for
Thank you.
working there and having a passion for the place, and Doug, you as always, for what you do for Salvation Army. It's great.
Thank you for having us on.
Yes,
Merry
thank you.
Christmas. And please call, go to their website, make a difference. You'll make your own holiday by helping someone else out. Merry Christmas.